Your full name and what unit you're with?
Harold Lynn Healey, and I was in the RAAF, but after a long, tortuous sort of path, I wound up in England attached to the RAF as a flying instructor, which wasn't my idea at all. But I had to go before a board that came down from London down to Brighton, and I told them I'd been in the Air Force for 2 years and hadn't fired a shot, and dropped a bomb, and they said, oh, all very commendable, we need instructors for an advanced flying unit, which was a step in between service flying and operational training, because so many crews, so many pilots were getting crew at operational training and flying in weather they'd never struck before in England, blackouts at night, no lights at night, and bad weather, and they were just hitting the nearest mountain. So they formed another school in between service flying and operational training unit called an advanced flying unit, and for that they wanted off-course instructors, not ex-operational instructors. And they said, look, it'll only be for 12 months and you'll be on ops. But I finished the war there. I never got onto ops.
So you're a lucky man.
I'm thinking of writing a book entitled How to Be an Aircrew for Nearly 5 Years and Not Fire a Shot or Drop a Bomb.
Sounds like a good story.
Well, it's funny, I'm still alive and I've got 3 lovely kids. But one of the pilots that I was with at Brighton, Jimmy Preston, he said to me, have you got a posting yet? I said, I've got to wait for this board to come in from London. I think I'm going to be a flying instructor. He said, you can't be a flying instructor. He said, what are you going to tell your kids? Well, he got killed. He never had any kids. But my kids don't care what I did during the war. But what I find most annoying is that because I was a flying instructor, and people ask me what I did in the war, they sort of lose interest if I didn't fly a Spit or a Lancaster, you know.
Yeah.
But I flew over 1,000 hours and trained about 100 bomber pilots. So yeah. I did the best I could with the job that was assigned to me.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
And I'm here to tell the tale.
So where were you when the war ended?
When the war ended in Europe, of course, that was earlier than here, and so we were transferred, or I was transferred to an aircrew holding camp up in Milham at Cumberland, up on the west coast of England, and we just waited there until there was enough ships to bring us back home.
Yeah. And so were you discharged immediately?
No. Well, I think I was on the boat in October, late October, and I was discharged.
That was 45?
45. And I was discharged at Bradfield Park on the 15th of January, 46.
Okay. So where were you when VP Day happened?
Well, in this holding camp in Cumberland. See?
And so how did you feel when you knew that all hostilities were over now?
Oh, well, I felt pretty relieved. They asked us, I had a very bad cold at the time. There was bad storms in England. I had 6 inches of water in my hut. They asked us more or less were we prepared to fight the Japs, you see, and I said yes, I'm quite prepared, but I said I've been away for nearly 3 years. I said I'd like to see my mum and dad and my sister on the way. You know, I'd like to do that first and then go and fight the Japs. But of course, before we left the camp, the news came through that the war, they dropped the bomb and the war was finished.
So that must have been a great relief, really.
Oh, well, it was.
Yeah.